What's up? This is a free-to-play side mission of how to most successfully recruit and use the Foundation. Select his icon on the left to find him on the map, set a marker, and you're in business. Okay, the first thing you want to do is get 750 gold. That's how much this guy costs. And there are 3 ways of doing it. The hardest way is to get it from the chests. At some stage I might do a standalone showing you how to get it just from the chests, but in this one we're getting it from chests, players who drop loot, as well as the very important cash register. So with these chests, the amount of gold you get varies from between 75 and 150. So you can bargain on looking for 10 chests to make up that 750 that you're going to require. And so what you want to do is you want to get all the chests on the roof, because they're going to distract you when you're looking for chests inside the building. How much did this auntie drop here? Okay, that wasn't too bad. That's just a real quick way of getting money though. Okay, I think we've sorted out everything on the roof now. That guy dropped quite a bit of money. We can go downstairs and look for the balance. Alright, so when you go in here, 3 entrances. One of the entrances has a cash register. Okay, when that thing is there, it can have quite a bit of money and reduce the time for you to raise 750 gold quite significantly. Besides the amount of money that you get from the chests, their locations are also a variable. They'll spawn in different places in each game, but you'll start getting a feel for where you can expect to find them when you practice a little bit. Now that cash register is also a variable. It will spawn in each one of the 3 corners, but it's consistently next to the 3 vending machines. And the amount you get is also a variable. I've seen it range between 200 and 350, but those are only the ones I've seen it. There might be more, sometimes might be a little bit less, but I think it's more than the chests in general. 350 bucks. Okay, that'll give us 970, more than enough to go and recruit the Foundation. Okay, he's usually over here, and we'll find him here just now. Just look for his icon. As soon as you go out, he'll either spawn you or come back here. And then when you hire him, you're gonna get a XP for spending more than 100 gold quest completed. And if you're the first player to hire an NPC, you'll get this Adventure Buddies award, another 500 XP. Okay, so one of the reasons he breaks through walls is because he's tracking an enemy. If we go past him on that side, we'll see the footsteps. Okay, so he's tracking that enemy. He doesn't need line of sight to track enemies. It makes him a very efficient live ping system to find out where your enemies are. And when he sees them, he will engage them, and hopefully they will engage him instead of you. But it makes for a much easier combat scenario than if you were just on your own going through the vending machine. Okay, so one of the ambush strategies is when there's a lot of guys around, don't go and recruit him just yet, because you might have a potential recruiter here that you can ambush, because you're very vulnerable when you're busy interacting with the Foundation. Let me just see, how much money did this guy have? Oh no, he wasn't recruiting, but that is a scenario that can happen. Okay, so he's tracking an enemy now. He's gonna give the wall a couple of whacks, and then he's gonna go look for that guy. He doesn't go too far away. He'll be back in a minute. Okay, next up we're going to look at some common or garden variety ambushes. You can see the little feet there. There's a dude close by, so we jump up and down to draw the guy in. Foundation is in the wrong position. He should have been outside this door, because now he's going to mess things up and get himself out of the fight. And I'm still confident that I can beat this guy because I've got the Foundation as my sidekick. And obviously that's going to turn out bad. On the second one here, okay, making some noise to draw in the bogey. It's pretty easy to track the movement of the other player, but I'm displaying a classic example of zero situational awareness. The fact that there's a door right next to me. And basically the Foundation was completely useless in this ambush. The biggest problem with having an NPC as a wingman is becoming overconfident and not being Johnny on the spot. Okay, best case scenario is to force enemy focus, which is a human nature exploit where players will lock onto him instead of you, giving you the opportunity to get some free shots on that opponent, making it a win every time. Okay, always make sure he's following you because he gets stuck behind things. Especially if you jump through a window, he will try and come through the wall. He doesn't even know how to open a door, never mind jumping through a window. So just keep an eye on that. So now, if you want to get the player to lock onto him, right? But sometimes things just don't work out. In this case, put a bit of distance between you and the opponent, setting her up for a good crossfire scenario, ending up in a win. One thing he sucks at is tracking vehicles. You can see a car back there. He's not even taking notice. My biggest mistake here is pushing too hard. The biggest problem here, having an affinity for seeing the numbers popping out of a vehicle when you're shooting at it, instead of shooting at the guy. Also not giving the Foundation an opportunity to get into this fight and paying the price for it. Talking about vehicles, this is the closest one and most reliable, and this is where you can find it. And sometimes you can find one here, and there's always two over here. So having the NPC inside a vehicle is probably the best use of this guy. Okay, we're facing in the complete opposite direction, and he tracks this enemy one time. So that's the advantage of having a homicidal NPC on your side. Right, so he's going to keep on putting fire on this dude. And if you get two guys duking it out, even better. Because they're shooting at each other and he's laying shots on them. It gets a little bit more tricky when the player is proactively evading shots. But this is also an excellent example of force focus where the player is locked into the NPC instead of you. Okay, now it looks like he was going for me at the end there, just using the wrong weapon for this distance. So here we've got best case scenario again. Two players duking it out. NPCs taking shots. Okay, that guy's getting out of here because he's probably got low health. Sorry, buddy. But if you get your NPC to knock him out, you get a 2000 XP bonus. Pretty sweet. Okay, so here we have an experienced player that doesn't fixate on the NPC. She picks up on me immediately. But because he's a threat and he's putting shots on her, she's under a certain obligation to fire back, using up ammo, and that gives me the advantage in the long run. Losing your NPC is not a loss, okay? Because it's rather your NPC than you. Okay, just a heads up here, while you're playing in the game, there's a lot of screen clutter. You might not read everything. You might miss this warning. If you hire another NPC while you've got an NPC, you lose the first NPC. Okay, so the last point here is there's absolutely no reward for keeping your NPC alive to the end of the game. No extra XP, nada. Have fun playing Fortnite. See you next time. Thanks for watching, and please don't think about subscribing. Just hit do.